Welcome to Echoes of the Unknown, the podcast where we'll be exploring some of the world's most fascinating unsolved mysteries. I'm Jack Montgomery, and today we're delving into a strange case that has haunted investigators for more than half a century. It's a story filled with a multitude of cryptic clues that have left experts baffled to this day. This is the mystery of the disappearance of Lord Lucan. It's about the brutal murder of a 29-year-old British nanny and the nobleman who quickly vanished and has drawn suspicion ever since. The case stands as one of Britain's most enduring and perplexing criminal mysteries, combining elements of aristocratic privilege, murder, and an elaborate possible escape that has captivated the public's imagination for decades. It began in London's affluent Belgravia district and would go on to generate international headlines that continue to this day. On the evening of November 7th, 1974, at 46 Lower Belgrave Street, a horrific crime unfolded. That's when 37-year-old Veronica Duncan, known in high society by the courtesy title of Lady Lucan, descended to her basement kitchen. She was searching for her children's nanny, Sandra Rivet, who had been taking unusually long to bring up tea. In the darkness, Lady Lucan was violently attacked. She somehow managed to escape to a nearby pub called the Plumber's Arms, covered in blood. Shockingly, she accused her own husband, Lord Richard John Bingham, the 7th Earl of Lucan, better known as Lord Lucan, of having been the attacker. When Metropolitan Police arrived at the scene, they discovered an even more gruesome sight: Sandra's body stuffed inside a canvas mail sack. She had been brutally bludgeoned to death with a lead pipe. The crime scene showed no signs of forced entry, immediately raising questions about the perpetrator's identity and access to the house. The lack of forced entry suggested the killer was someone familiar with the property, and Lord Lucan certainly fit the bill. Lucan's background provides crucial context to the case. At 39, he embodied the archetypal British aristocrat, impeccably dressed in elegant, well-tailored suits, and sometimes evening wear appropriate for gentlemen's clubs and casinos. He was especially fond of powerboat racing, and he was an enthusiastic owner of racehorses. Lucan's gambling career began after a fortunate win at baccarat that netted him 10 times his annual salary, earning him the nickname Lucky. This early success prompted him to leave his career in banking to become a professional gambler, focusing primarily on backgammon and bridge. However, his luck eventually soured, leaving him approximately $60,000 in debt by the time of the murder. As a prominent member of the exclusive Claremont set, Lucan regularly gathered with other wealthy British gamblers at the Claremont Club, owned by his close friend John Aspinall. This social circle would later become significant in theories about his disappearance, as many believed these wealthy connections may have aided his escape. The Lucans' marriage had deteriorated significantly 3 years prior to the murder, leading to their separation in 1972. A bitter custody battle followed, ending in Veronica's favor the following year, when she was awarded custody of their 3 young children. Reports from friends and relatives indicated that Lucan had taken to monitoring his family, often spying on his estranged wife, adding another disturbing layer to the case. The police investigation revealed that after the attack, Lucan drove to a friend's house in Sussex, where he offered a peculiar explanation. He claimed to have stumbled upon an unknown assailant attacking his wife and fled in panic. However, this account raised immediate suspicions. After all, an innocent man would have contacted the police. But in this case, Lucan vanished, abandoning his Ford Corsair in New Haven, on England's southern coast. Furthermore, the car contained damning evidence: a blood-stained lead pipe similar to the murder weapon, his passport, a change of clothes, and personal documents. All of that strongly suggested premeditation. Scotland Yard's murder squad eventually came to theorize that Lucan had returned to his old house in Belgravia, intending to murder his estranged wife to regain custody of their children. However, they believed that in the darkness of the basement, he mistakenly killed the nanny instead. This theory aligned with both the physical evidence and Lady Lucan's testimony. Over the following decades, more than 70 reported sightings of Lucan emerged worldwide, from South Africa to New Zealand, India, and even a Nepalese monastery. Each lead was thoroughly investigated, but none provided concrete proof of his whereabouts. Frustratingly, the investigation faced notable obstacles from Lucan's aristocratic circle, described by investigators as patronizing and condescending in their interactions with law enforcement. One of the most intriguing theories suggests that Lucan never left England at all. According to this dark hypothesis, he was murdered and fed to tigers at John Aspinall's private zoo in Kent, Howlett Zoo. While this theory might seem far-fetched, it gained traction due to Aspinall's known fondness for exotic animals and the convenient method it would have provided of disposing of evidence. The theory suggested that Lucan's wealthy friends, realizing the serious risk of harboring a fugitive, may have decided to permanently solve the problem. A significant development occurred in 1999 when Lord Lucan was officially declared dead, though no body was ever recovered. In 2016, his son George Bingham assumed the title of 8th Earl of Lucan, legally acknowledging his father's death. However, the case has continued to generate new leads and theories. In fact, as recently as 2020, Scotland Yard investigated claims of Lucan living in Australia, though DNA evidence failed to confirm this possibility. A particularly revealing detail emerged from British journalist Lynn Barber's interview with John Aspinall in 1990. He had long maintained that Lucan had committed suicide by scuttling his motorboat and jumping into the English Channel with a stone tied to his body. However, during the interview, he made a slip of the tongue and indicated that Lucan had remained his friend beyond the date of his supposed suicide. This detail gained additional significance in 2012 when Glenn Campbell of BBC News reported a shocking disclosure by Aspinall's former secretary. She revealed that on 2 occasions, between 1979 and 1981, Aspinall instructed her to arrange trips to Kenya for Lucan's children. This was ostensibly done so he could secretly observe his children from a distance, though he never made direct contact with them. The case remains unsolved, leaving us with compelling questions. Did Lord Lucan successfully evade justice with help from his wealthy connections? Did he end his own life in the icy cold English Channel? Or did his aristocratic friends decide he was too much of a liability and orchestrate his demise? Without concrete evidence or a body, the truth behind Lucan's disappearance continues to elude us, making it one of British criminal history's most fascinating unsolved mysteries, where aristocratic privilege, violence, and conspiracy theories converge in a tale that continues to captivate audiences worldwide to this day. Although many questions persist, one thing is certain: unless and until Lord Lucan's body is found, the truth may remain buried forever. Thanks for listening to this episode of Echoes of the Unknown. The world is full of unanswered questions, and the truth is often stranger than fiction. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with fellow mystery lovers. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and remember, some mysteries are never meant to be solved.